Today we're looking at the Samsung Galaxy S23 FE, so the fan edition. So we didn't have an S22 FE. Instead, we did have one a couple of years back, an S21. So I don't quite know what's going on there, what the plan is. But anyway, here it is. It's quite an attractive looking phone. So the idea behind these phones, as far as I can make out, is that you get a lot of the premium features of the Galaxy flagships. But they've made a few compromises along the way to make it a lot more affordable. And so interestingly, we've got a glass back this time. The S21 FE, I think, had a plastic back. It does make it extremely slippery. This is a very slippery phone. I have it has slipped from my grasp a couple of times, and it doesn't have the very, very strong glass that the flagships have on the front and back. It's got a couple of steps down from that. It does have quite a good camera array. Does charge wirelessly. Does have IP68, dust and waterproof ratings. So it's got a lot of that sort of stuff going for it. Doesn't have the high-end chip in it, and this is a bit of a drawback, especially when it comes to doing things like quickly opening the photo app. Sometimes it won't open, sometimes it opens on half the screen. I've had instances of the camera opening by itself and taking photos by itself. Those are all the sorts of things that happen when the chip just isn't quite of that extra high quality. I've struggled with that a little bit, but otherwise it's a pretty good device. And in fact, there's also this big one as well, this really big S23 FE. This is actually the Tab S9 FE. So they've got a fan edition of the tablet as well. And I don't know if you've caught up with the news, but the Galaxy S Tabs this year have just been really, really well reviewed. People love them when it comes to Android tablets. They're the way to go. So anyway, let's... and by the way, you can obviously pair up with all sorts of other things as well. These aren't actually the fan editions of the Galaxy Buds, but they will work the same way as these do as well, which means that you can swap seamlessly from device to device, depending on whichever one you're using. So that's pretty good. But let me just demonstrate a couple of things. So for example, if you're using this tablet, and if I just bring up something on my phone, how about this nice picture of me, and if we just we can easily transfer that to the tablet. I don't know if you're aware now, there's a thing called Quick Share for Samsung devices, and that means that you can just quickly transfer files from device to device. And so you can either just keep that to your devices or devices that you trust, or make yourself open to everybody, and that will work that way. So we can zoom that photo across to the tablet there, and then I can edit it. I might have another app on the tablet that I want to do flash editing with. As I say, the camera actually is pretty good. Sometimes, like I say, it takes a long time to open, or it doesn't open correctly, that camera app. But once you're in there, there's some quite cool sensors on this phone. So let's take you inside it, shall we, and show you just how good it is. We'll start with the camera on the back, the primary lens first. Here we go. Okay, so here I am inside the primary shooter of the S23 FE. And you do get some pretty high-end features with this camera. There's actually not a bad zoom. You also get things like auto framing. Hopefully that worked. Digital stabilization, which works really well as well. Take a look at this shot of my dog I took when we went down to the dog beach the other day. So yeah, that looks pretty stable, doesn't it? Yeah, all sorts of cool features like that. And yeah, the only problem is sometimes the chip just struggles to keep up a little bit, like when you actually open the app and that sort of thing. So anyway, let's flip things around, and I'll show you one more little thing with the selfie cam. Here we go. Okay, so here we are shooting in portrait video. So yeah, if you haven't heard of this feature before, as you can see, what it does is that it keeps your subject in the forefront of the shot and blurs everything else behind. So you can't see my chair, you can't see whatever that is in the background, can't see out the window. So yeah, if that's the kind of thing that you might like for your next stream or vlog, then this could be the phone for you.